Today, I want to talk about the unsung heroes, the little guys, the underdogs, those seemingly small and insignificant items that make a big difference in your photography and videography, because not everything is about you guys. What is up, people? Dunna here, and today I want to tell you about some of these smaller items that I use to make my life easier for photography, videography, and my YouTube channel. We are constantly seeing video after video of cameras and lenses and big lights and fancy microphones, the things that you might consider the main ingredients, but sometimes it's these smaller items that actually make our lives so much easier when we're doing photography and videography. As always, links for everything will be down in the description, and on your way down there, hit that like button to let me know that you're paying attention. All right, let's get into it. The first thing on the list isn't actually on the table right now because it's being used in the set, and that is pocket lights. We all know that lighting is super important for our videos and photography, but when we're talking about it, we're often talking about the big guys with the big modifiers like the one that I'm using right now to light me. However, these tiny little pocket-sized luminance machines are amazingly handy for when you need to do specific types of lighting. For example, in this set alone, I am currently using 6 of what I would consider pocket lights. Behind me on the shelf, I have 2 lume cubes hiding behind some things and an aperture MW in the center. Up above me on this side, clamped to the actual light fixture that's over here, I have the aperture MC pumping out that blue-purple light that you see. And then on this side, I have the Falconize F7 pocket light pumping out a bit of orange. Then just above and behind me, I have the Lume Cube panel that I'm using just for a little bit of a hair light, even though I'm wearing a hat. If I had to make a specific recommendation, I would definitely say look at the Aperture MC or the Falconize F7. Both of them are bicolor and full RGB, so you can do amazing things with them. They're so versatile, and they both have magnets on the back of them, so you can get them in places where you might not be able to get other lights.
Yeah, bitch! Magnets! Oh!
Very, very cool lights, and it's super handy being able to use all the colors. And speaking of colors, the next item on the list is a color checker. Now right here, I have the X-Rite color checker video, and I've only had it for a couple of weeks, but it's already come in handy so many times. Answer me this, have you ever tried to dial in the white balance on your camera only to get that shot into your editor later and find out that you were way off? This can help. There are 2 different pages to this. There's the one with your exposure levels and your colors. And then we've got a nice big blank gray white space and a focus checker. Now what you can do with your camera's white balance setting is you can point it at this and get the perfect white balance in camera. And as if that wasn't enough, if you have this in the shot while you're recording, you can use the color picker in your editing software to change the white balance afterwards to make sure that you got it right, even if it was a little bit off when you recorded. Also, if you flip over to this side, you can use this to check your exposure levels and check colors. So you've got a lot that you can do with this, but it's gonna seem a little pricey to some of you. So an alternative is that you can get something like this, a white card and a gray card. I just picked these up on Amazon, super cheap. Basically, it's the same concept as the color checker. You can use these for white balance or to get proper exposure. And I have literally been carrying these around in the laptop sleeve of my backpack for 2 years. They are so handy. The next item on the list is for all the iPhone users out there. Now, I know that this is something that Android has had probably for a while. And actually, I used to have a different version of this for iPhone, but this is new to me. This is an SD card reader for your iPhone. It's got the lightning end, and it makes it so easy to get photos and videos from your camera straight onto your iPhone using the Files app. Now, I use this mainly for 2 reasons. The first reason is to add high quality videos onto my Instagram story. As people are scrolling through Instagram stories and swiping, and they're seeing selfie cam after selfie cam, and then bam, something comes that has actual shallow depth of field and nice high quality and clean colors, it makes a big difference and makes me stand out on the platform. And using this makes it super easy. Check this out. What's up people, Dunna here, and I'm filming for a YouTube video and I needed to do this as an example, but I can't tell you why yet. You'll find out soon though. Okay, so we've got our clip. I'm gonna pull my SD card out. I'm gonna put it into the reader, hook it up to the phone. We're gonna go into the Files app, go to Untitled, and then go through Sony's folder system here. I'm gonna select the one that I want, hit the bottom left corner button, hit Save Video. Then if we go over to our photos, should be right there. We hit Edit, we can rotate it. Done, and then head over to Instagram. There it is right there. And I'm filming for a YouTube video and I needed to do this as an example, but I can't tell you why yet. You'll find out soon though. And then we post it. And the other reason that this is super handy is to edit RAW photos on my phone in Lightroom Mobile. If you take that same SD card and there are RAW photos on there, you can actually import them into Lightroom Mobile and have the full capabilities of editing RAW photos. This is super handy if you don't have a laptop around or you want to just post something really quick, but you still want all that flexibility of editing RAW photos. Super handy. Also kind of fun. Coffee break. The next item on our list is actually a duo of items, and that is step-up rings and lens caps. Let me explain. Every single time that I get a new lens, the first thing that I do is I get a step-up ring to match the filter thread size to the filters that I own. Now, in my case, I have 77mm thread filters, and the reason that I use step-up rings is so that I only need to buy one set of filters and I can use them on all my lenses. Step-up rings are way cheaper than buying all new filters for every single lens. So for example, this is the Sony Zeiss 55mm f1.8 and the front thread size is 49mm. But I have this adapter, this step-up ring, so that it makes it bigger to 77mm, and then my filters will all fit on this lens. Now, I said it was a duo, and that's because I also always pick up generic lens caps that are 77mm, so that they'll go on the step-up rings. And this way, I can leave my step-up rings on all my lenses all the time, and I don't have to be fiddling with putting them on and taking them off. All I have to do is grab the filter that I need, and it's ready to go. And if you want to go the extra mile like I did, you can get a label maker and you can label all the lens caps that go with specific lenses so that you can see them in your camera bag. Now the trick here is finding the right size to go from the size of your lens to the size of your filter in one step-up ring. You can also use multiple step-up rings, but then you end up with this weird like cone thing on the end of your lens and it makes your lens twice as big. I do highly recommend the Freewell step-up rings because they work with their magnetic lens caps and magnetic filters. Magnets! And also they are super thin, so you have less worries about vignetting. The other ones that I recommend are the Polar Pro ones because they have such a nice build quality to them. They go on so nice and smooth, and I've never had any problem with them sticking in the threads or anything like that. It can be tricky sometimes because those two companies have limited sizes that they'll go from and to with their step-up rings. But if you do enough searching around, you can find kind of weird ones like this 49 to 77. Amazon's usually a pretty good place. B&H Photo's another good place to search. Okay, how frustrating is it when you buy a new piece of camera gear and it only comes with one battery? And even if you do buy extra batteries for it, a lot of them charge using that piece of gear and plugging that into USB. So if you want to use your camera and charge the battery at the same time, it's not happening. And that's why the next item on our list are multi-battery chargers. Now these come in all sorts of different flavors, shapes, sizes, whatever battery type that you need them for, but these are the three that I currently use. The first one is for the Sony NP style batteries, the 970s or 550s or whatever size you get. These ones I use for lights, monitors, that kind of thing. They're very common, and this is a triple charger, so you can do 3 at a time, which is super handy. Next, I have the RAV Power dual charger for Sony NP-FZ style batteries. These hold the ones from my A7 III and my A6600. And then I've got a DSTE dual charger for my Sony NP-FW style batteries. These are for my a6400, as well as back when I had two a6500s. Being able to throw multiple batteries on the chargers while I'm still shooting with whatever battery is in the camera or on the light or on the monitor, whatever it happens to be, is unbelievably handy. So whatever your battery is, I highly recommend you do a search, or if you happen to need these ones, they'll be down in the description. Check them out. But as always, I want to know what you think. What small item that makes a big difference in your photos and videos did I miss in this list? Head down to the comment section and let me know. And on your way down there, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe, and make sure to hit the bell notification button so you don't miss new videos when I post them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.